All right, so we're officially live. It's just me and you at this time, Joanna. So I just kind of want to keep that flow with that. But at the same time, we're broadcasting on Mystical Illuminations. For you on Mystical Illuminations, my name is New Age Ja, and we are here with my friend Joanna.
Hello.
And so basically, about a week or two ago, I did a raffle on my Instagram offering a free natal chart reading to be done live on Mystical Illuminations. And I had quite a good amount of like requests pulling in. And so the winner happened to be Joe. And Joanna and I are actually friends, right, Joe?
Yes.
And like our life paths have like crossed from like a distance. You know what I mean? So it's not like we haven't lived with one another. We haven't even really been, with each other for days on end or anything like that. But we just have like a really natural affinity and love and connection and friendship that is just like so apparent and so present that it cannot be ignored. So it doesn't even matter that I haven't spent 364 days with you. It feels like that on a soul level.
Mm.
So I would consider Joanna to be soul family for sure, like from the heart. And it's definitely an honor to do this reading for you today.
Oh, I'm just happy to be here. I don't really play in this realm, so when I got the invite as a projector, I had to accept because I love you.
Yay. And I'm so glad that you did accept. So I'm going to figure out how to I have a presentation button, although I don't have a presentation, but I have your charts. I have your natal chart. So we're going to do a basic natal chart reading. We are going to touch on, let's say, your big three. So your sun, moon, and rising.
Yeah.
And then we'll go, as we dissect and look into those energies, we'll just see where the chart takes us. So I have your whole sign chart and your Placidus chart. Let me just figure out how to show you guys that. So I think there's like this little double screen like that. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay. Wait. Ooh. Can you see my screen, Joe? Hold on.
No, I can't.
See,
I can see us.
huh?
I
Is that
just
a,
see us.
you see us?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay, let's see if that works. I'm just trying to figure out how to like share my screen with you guys. Window, entire screen. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I wonder if this is gonna be. See, I didn't even. We got on here a whole 30 minutes early. We are like, oh, great, sounds good, video's good. And I figured
We didn't even run through it.
because I didn't think that this part was gonna be a problem. So let me try again. So go to present. I want to. What are slides? No, I don't have slides. I want to share my screen. Share my screen. I want to Chrome tab, window, Astro Gold, share. Sorry, guys.
They'll be okay.
Always allow StreamYard to open links of this type. Okay. Open system preferences. Camera. Oh, this is gonna be a doozy. I was so excited to jump into this, and now we're like Let me not get overwhelmed.
That's all right.
Unlock the screen by selecting the lock button at the bottom left corner.
I wish I could help, but I don't understand none of this.
Jeez. We're going to try again. Share screen. Please be patient with me. I know you are, Joe.
You already know.
Why? I'm going to share that. I wonder, let me see who's on the comments, if anyone. If you guys, hi everyone in the chat. So if you guys can see my screen, can you just like let me know in the comments? Because like I don't even know how I'm going to be able to. If not, Joanna, I'm just going to have to like read your chart without them seeing it.
Okay.
Um,
I'm just trying to find a comfy spot on this couch. I've never sat this long on this couch, so sorry, guys. Have to get comfy.
Comfort is like so important. No, I mean,
I need like all the pillows, all the support animals.
I love it. The charm and the humor is like coming through. This is like wicked sad.
No, don't be sad.
Hold on. I'm gonna try for like 2 more minutes. Camera. I don't know. Okay, microphone. I don't know. I'm just gonna accessibility, full disk, input monitoring, screen recording, full screen, HomeKit user. Come on.
Is there anybody in the chat that can help? I can't even see the chat.
No, because it's like it's literally wants me to like correct. This is bullshit. All right. Anyways, so let's whatever. So I'm gonna do this then. I'm gonna show you Joanna's chart like this for right now.
Exposed.
wait. Do you want me to cross out your date of birth?
No. I'm playing. You can show them.
Okay. Good thing I printed all this shit out, right?
Yeah, it looks so pretty. Look at that ink.
This is pretty cool. I use Astro Gold for my software.
Nice. I don't know what any of it means, but
I just want to make sure everyone got like a good set. All right, so let's talk about it. You are a Taurus rising. You are not only a Taurus, right? You want to share your screen using StreamYard? Yes, Heather, are you there? Yes.
Heather for the come through.
Not this dinosaur. You only see me and not Joe on the chart. Do you see Joanna now? Happy birthday season. I'm actually a Cancer, but all that Cancer energy is in the 12th house of Pisces, so I can see how I'd be carrying that Pisces energy. Can you guys see Joe?
Anybody there?
Yeah, let me know if you can see her there. And then Heather, if you are able to help me out with, it's under present. I went to present and I went to share screen. When I press share screen, it says choose what to share. So I don't know if it's like, I want to share, I guess, my entire screen, but it's saying Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. To fix it, go to System Preferences. Unlock this screen by selecting, unlock this screen by selecting the lock in the bottom left corner, but
maybe it's me because I'm on a Chromebook.
No, let me try one more time. So it's bringing me to the preferences, but it's not like really like where. I don't know. I tried. So I'm sorry about that. So Joanna is a Taurus rising, a Libra sun, and a Libra moon. And the interesting about this is, first of all, it's obvious she is a Venus baby. She is a Venus child. She was born under the ray of Venus, like literally, like you were even born on the hour of Venus.
Hmm.
So the hour you were born was of Venus. So, like, Taurus rising ruled by Venus, Libra sun ruled by Venus, Libra moon ruled by Venus. And not only are you Libra, not only this, but you have a stellium in Libra. You are a Libra stellium. Can you say even more Venus energy? Like, what is that? So you have a Libra sun conjunct a Libra Mercury. So 24-degree Libra sun, 21-degree Libra Mercury, 20-degree Libra Venus,
Hmm.
conjunct a 20-degree vertex in Libra, which is like a faded point. It's like your own like personal little black hole. So like when the it's like when the right person comes onto your vertex, you suck them into your life. Basically, it like becomes like this faded like event where like new worlds unfold within another. You know what I mean? They can be karmic, they can be soul bonding, and then you have a 16-degree Libra moon. So you basically like one, two, three, four personal planets are in Libra. Okay, now that we digested this, what is Venus? Well, Venus is the goddess of fertility. She is the goddess of love. She is the goddess of beauty. She is the feminine expression. She is the true feminine expression, right? She is the semen of the sea, the pearl of the clam. Like she is all of it, everything that is bursting with life. You can bring this into the fertility of the sea, or you can bring this into the fertilities of the earth, right? That Taurus quality. But then I'm gonna jump around a lot. It's like so exciting that I'm gonna be jumping around a little bit. So like Libra, though, even though being ruled by Venus, this it's pink, sensual, attractive, money focused, all about values and comfort and having one's needs and self care. And you know, you can go to the self care of Taurus, who's going to do it in sensual ways like good food, high quality fruits, really good teas, expensive herbs from around the world. Like it wants the finest of things that represent beauty, that are unique, special, of value, right? And that can, it's so that Taurus aspect, but the Libra can be the charmer, can be the finesser.
Haha.
The Libra can,
Those are my secrets.
yeah, it's like Libra is like the Don Juan
Mm.
of the zodiac. Although you can say that like Leo, a Leo male would definitely like be a contender for that Libra energy.
Yep.
Libra shines just as bright as Leo. It really does. Like it's golden energy. It's golden, white, masculine,
Mm.
intellectual energy. Which is like interesting when you think about, okay, so how, like I'm so Venus ruled, right? I have like this feminine energy, I represent it, like however I choose to express myself in this moment is going to be representative of the highest quality that you could ever meet and see. Okay, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be delicious, beautiful, smell good. It's gonna be like all of these things presented to you like effortlessly. So it's like you don't even ever have to think about that for yourself. You just are. You bring that into the space and you are inspiring in that manner. When others view you, they, or especially those who carry feminine energy or would like to represent more of that feminine energy, you just being in that space, you naturally imbue that, and you naturally bring back women back to their sensual core, their sensual reality. It's like you remind women of who they who they really are through an energetic place.
Mm.
Just because you represent that, you emanate that, you are a pure energy in that sense. Going to the Libra masculine component, being ruled by Venus as a feminine planet, that's like a little bit, it's contradictory, if you would, right? It's like Libra is an air quality. So you have four major elements. You have earth, you have water, you have air, and you have fire. You, in particular, you have 15 air placements.
I'm an airhead now.
You're in that well, but you have six earth placements,
Mm.
one fire placement, and one water placement, like in like regards to the strength and like in elements. So you are all air. So this would say the exact opposite of I'm the feminine of this reality. I come here to represent it to wait, I'm all air masculine energy. I'm
Mm.
all I'm smart, I'm intellectual, I'm balanced, I'm an observer, I'm social, I have social etiquette, I know how to carry myself, and I understand how others should carry themselves. I'm a good listener. I understand what's right and wrong, right? So it's like you can go from hot to cold, even, which would represent that duality of what Libra would represent, as Libra is a scale looking for balance and harmony. Like its air's brother or sister, or both, Gemini the twins, which some would say is the masculine, feminine intertwined, and then they're being represented as the twins. But really, how I see it is a masculine energy that is like split within its thinking and its dual nature and reality. But if you take the double energies of Gemini and Libra, feminine and masculine, you would be balancing that within your Libran scale.
Mm.
So it would almost scream to me androgyny, neither here or there. You cannot fully define me as the feminine, but you can't fully define me as the masculine, but I think you fully and thoroughly relate as the feminine.
Mm.
But how you exert yourself in the outside external world would be more, to be respected as if it were masculine.
Yep.
So you don't really get your boundaries crossed over. People, I can't really see who would try to kind of come and like step in your territory and disrespect you, because as a Taurus rising, right? It's like that we mentioned this earlier. It's a strong body. It's a bull. It's a force. It's a earth element. It's grounded. It's secure. It holds its stance. You know what I mean? And even though like inviting, maybe you smell good, maybe you walked past by me and I was like, "Ooh, who's this over here?" And I then when I turn around and I go to like chat with you, it's like I take one step and then I take another half a step. I'm like, hold on a minute. Hold on a second. Something don't feel right. I can't just walk up to this female. I can't just walk up to this feminine. So how do we, take something so complicated like that and then just try to claim it as one, because you are neither the one or the other, but you are both in such appropriate fashions.
Mm.
Um, okay. It's just so exciting. I wanted to mention that I'm really glad that I'm able to read your chart today, because if there's any energy that I am, if there's any energy that I have trouble with in this lifetime, or like a big puzzle piece energy in this lifetime, is Libra energy. So, like in my chart, my Libra house is empty.
Oh, wow.
But my Libra house is empty, so I'm a Leo rising. So I'm a Cancer Sun, Leo rising, Virgo moon. So I'm a Cancer talking to a Libra. Number one, we square. So we are in points of tension, but we are cardinal, and we are starters, though. We are both like go getters and we go after what we want, but we are also both very romantically driven.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of goes into the charming quality and aspects that we mentioned earlier, is that like Libra is the romantic, it's the romancer, it's like the ultimate, like, oh my God, like you guys can make anyone fall in love with you, and you have to remember that. You have to remember that,
Yeah.
because if there's any like doubt in yourself that like you like where is this attraction energy and how is it that I anchor it, that you just have to remember that that is who you are. And as a person who is embodying the masculine frequency externally, as well as that soft internal feminine energy, you have to remember that when people are meeting you, that they're meeting the masculine first.
Yep.
But
They're intimidated at first.
because it's so Libra energy it can be said to be like the charmer, right? So it can be cunning and tell you things that it wants to hear, because it acts like a mirror. It acts as a mirror. So I can easily show you what I want you to see, because Libras naturally start taking on like a Gemini almost. They start mimicking or mirroring the person that they're with. They just start doing that. Like they just become one. So with the masculine coming up to you, meeting the masculine, it's like they're meeting someone at their mental level. Men and women think very differently. But you on the other
Absolutely.
hand, you know that movie like Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man.
Yeah.
You have the capacity to think like a man in regards to like social romantic dynamics, but you're not a man at all in that way. Like you're not you're very feminine, you're very soft, you're very receptive, you're a healer, right? You have like you Taurus is a healer by body, sight, and sense, and through its like still quality to be able to observe and feel through the vibrations of the earth and receive that feedback back onto itself to see what it is that you need. So there's a deep loving, nurturing, caretaking capacity to Taurus. It really wants to spoil you, and it really wants to take really, really good care of you. So you have this.
Yeah.
So the charmer, who can charm and have whomever they want. It's just a matter of aligning your confidence with that. So if for some reason your solar plexus is kind of like falling to the side, so basically what I'm picking up here is that we need to bring attention back to your solar plexus. And I want you to see where exactly is your solar plexus hanging? What side is it hanging? Because I can feel that it's kind of hanging off to the side a little bit. Now, I don't know if the solar plexus, I don't know if you removed it to the side to reduce the chance of direct hit to the ego and sense of self. So
Yeah.
you've been put in situations where perhaps your solar plexus was getting hit multiple times, hit, boom, that self-esteem, boom, that sense of self. Because what is the solar plexus? It's your point it's your point of balance and stability. It's also the masculine thought provoking part of the individual. It's your mental clarity, that first gut feeling, your gut. That's the solar plexus. It's that gut self that is just listening to its intuitive hunches, and it just knows. It's a very clear thinking place. So your it's masculine as well, and usually the feminine gives power to the masculine. So the masculine starts with the root center. He empowers the root center. We feel safe, we feel stable, we feel secure, we have food. He's hunted. She in turn takes that earthly stability and is able to raise that into creative force, whether it's reproductive, it's child rearing, child bearing. And so we depend on the masculine to kind of root us so that we can bear fruit. Not to say that we can't do it without them rooting or anchoring us. We can, because we can root and anchor ourselves. But then goes the fight of, am I an individual, or am I to be paired or become a dual unit, this Libra energy? And this is that back and forth that you have. Because you have so much strong Libra energy, when you have a stellium or a concentration of energy in one sign, you tend to express the opposite side of it. So what's the opposite side of Taurus? Taurus, what's the opposite side of Libra? Sorry, it's Aries. And Aries rules the first house of self. It rules me. I'm going first. Me, I'm independent. I can do it. I'm a warrior. I'm strong. I've done this before. I was built for this. I can go whenever I want. I'm going to go whenever I want. You can't tie me down. You can't say no to me. And get out of my way. That's Taurus energy too. Like if you don't get the fuck out of my way, I'm gonna move you out of my way. And this Aries quality is very that itself, this fighter energy, which which is mirroring the conflict that could be found in your Libra stellium of, should I stay or should I go, or do I want to be alone? Do I want to be paired? Then that travels on to, how is my safety and security and stability established? Do I do it, or am I going to allow another to do it, a counterpart to do it? Am I going to let him do? Have I even allowed myself to let that happen? Do I want it to happen? And can I create space to even begin to allow that to happen? So it's about trusting others with your safety and your security.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're able to do that, then that sacral chakra really becomes a wellspring of life. She overflows because she feels so good she could actually be herself, right? The sexual energy comes flowing. It's fertile. It's juicy. It fucking just feels good. You want to move. You want to fuck. You want to love. You want to just do all kinds of things. You just want to feel yourself and express. And that very love begins to carry over and trickle over to the masculine. And then that begins to feed his solar plexus, his sense of self. I have a feminine who's feeding me and fueling me, and she feels so good, and I feel like the man, and I want to go out there and conquer. You know what I mean? And so when you give a man this kind of power, it's only going to be as good as how he can handle that. Especially when it comes to the degree of your sacral Venus energy. And so let's say you have the proper esteem to match it. Let's say you have the proper value to match it. Let's say that you just know this is liquid gold. That even adds to the flame, which makes it even harder for the masculine to carry, because then it could almost break him down or feel less than. So then this is where his solar plexus, or the solar plexus, can become muddled. Because once you are able to fuel his identity or fuel his purpose, because now he wants to go out and protect you. Now he wants to go out and build you a home. Now he wants to go out and feed you. You're giving him that motivation. He's like, yes, I'm going to go out and conquer the world. And then he in turn is able to support your ego identity, is able to support how you identify yourself, because you are pouring your life, your wellspring, into the masculine. So you become kind of dependent on him, but him in turn is meant to build you up and raise you up in your own ego identity self. But not men know how to do that. They either keep it all for themselves and build on their ego and think they're the shit and da. And then the feminine starts to dwindle in her confidence.
Right. It's never balanced. It's always I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is that it should be balanced, especially in a relationship of give and take, which is what you're here to learn and embody, to master. You are here to learn how to equivocally or equally exchange your masculine and feminine energies with not those around you, but with your intimate one on one partnerships in all areas of life, all of your one on one. I'm meeting you where you're at. I'm giving you energy. Are you exchanging properly with me? You should not be in any situation where the energy is not being equivocally exchanged with you.
Right.
Libra Sun, Libra Mercury, Libra Venus, Libra Moon, all about balance and harmony. And so that kind of like brings us back to the solar plexus, tapping into your solar plexus and bringing her back into alignment or back into your body. Okay, so that was a strong uh, channeling for you in regards to that energy hit there. That was really quite beautiful.
I have a question.
Yeah, definitely.
So how does one's
Can I show your chart just for those? Go ahead, I'm listening.
How does one's chakra kind of like, I thought chakras, from my understandings, like chakras can get blocked, clogged up, but how does one chakra dislocate like that, like the way that you're describing?
Yeah, it's really interesting because
That's new to me.
Yeah, your chakras can be thrown off kilter.
Wow.
Because think about it. You are not only your chakras, you are like you are multiple etheric bodies. So you come in layers. You are in an energetic form that extends beyond what would be a supposed alignment of spinning energy centers or vortexes. So you can say like from your hands without and even further, but I'd say like 12 feet all around. And you can expand that. So let's say someone comes in or whatever and gives you a blow to your self-esteem, or they made your heart drop, or you felt embarrassed, or you felt out of place, or you felt disempowered. That type of energy hit could throw your energy center completely off. And it's slightly like a protective mechanism for the self to not have it hit again.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense.
Ouch, that hurt.
Yeah. It's like I can. Okay.
It's like a protection. Like you're not going to do that again. That hurt a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're just kind of thrown off. So it's about reclaiming it back. So it's like it could be a part of yourself that you temporarily disclaimed, shunned, or put to the side in order to cope with the circumstances in front of you.
Yeah, that makes
whatever you were dealing with. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I can pinpoint what did it.
Mm-hmm. So you can work on bringing that chakra back into alignment with visualization. So I visualize and I feel. So you can see, okay, so if you want to, you can go back to that initial hit that you felt threw your chakra off. Go back to that feeling and claim it. Mm-hmm. Now you have to sit in it and bring it in a little closer. And as you bring it in closer and you process it and you sit with that sting a little deeper, when you sit with the truth a little deeper, when you sit with the whole point that you have to kind of integrate this back into your awareness, into alignment, it should begin to shift. So you can help it along with your visualization, or you can ask your spiritual guides, or you can ask me for assistance from a distance. But as you bring your attention to that initial pain, and it could be multiple pains, because once you tap into that one, you might recognize that maybe it got all the way over here over time. A little bit.
It's probably like like out the door. We're gonna have to reel that in. Honestly, like Yeah.
I'm cracking up. Well, I don't think it's too far off, you know. I would say probably 6 inches.
Hmm. That's
So I mean that's not too bad. Like like basically like literally like this.
hmm. Yeah, that's more like a protective stance. Like
Yes,
when you put it that way, I can see that. Yeah, it's kind of like putting it to the back.
you see that as protective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it as protective too. Like, you know, when when you're with a young child and something's oncoming and you take them and you just quickly like kind of
Yep.
shelter them. That's how I see that for you. For you. So okay. So we talked about that Venusian masculine component that you embody, right? You have an understanding of how that dichotomy exists within you.
Yeah. I'm
And
Venus ruled.
you're Venus ruled, but you carry heavy masculine energy.
Yes.
Okay. Now now what goes back and offsets the masculine energy is that all of your Libra energy is in the sixth house. So you have a sixth house Libra stellium.
Yeah.
And the sixth house, there's so much I can say about the sixth house. So allow me to express it without me attributing these factors to you. Okay.
Okay.
So the sixth house is said it's a cadent house. It's so if we have a diagram of 12 houses, we have the first house here, which is when this is our body, our physical self, how we come into this reality, you know, the doorway or the ray that we rode on into this world. And then up here is above the horizon, but really it's like this. But this is above the horizon, and as we go below, it becomes dark, right? So we have the first house, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth. Directly across from that first house is the seventh house. So this is my mirror, and then right below that mirror is the sixth house.
Wow.
So it's like literally you're looking at your mirror, but like something's like behind it. So it's not always visible. It's not visible energy. It's not visible to you. And so it's not visible to you as a person. So it's like all of your life force energy, your ruling planet being Venus, being in Libra. So you're a Taurus ascendant ruled by Venus. Your Venus is in Libra. You're a Libra sun. There's just so much Libra, Venus, Venus. In the sixth house. So the sixth house is said to be an unlucky house.
Hmm.
Let's just keep it real in regards to astrology. The sixth house is said to be an unlucky house. It rules illness, sickness. It rules the day-to-day routine, responsibilities, hygiene, service. It rules poverty. It rules servants. It's your workplace. It rules charity. It rules working and serving other people. It's a place where we work for other people, where we serve other people, where we take care of our bills and the nitty and the gritty and the dishes and the vacuuming and the kids and the budgeting. It's where we help our grandparents. It's where we serve the elderly. It's where we serve our pets and animals. It's where it's literally like your work environment. And it could also be you as a boss as well. It could show you who you are as a boss or a manager in your career field. The sixth house on top of that is it's a money house, but it in the sense that it represents what kind of work that you do, what kind of service that you do. So having the ruler of your ascendant in the sixth house, having your sun in the sixth house, And then having the ruler of your sign in the sixth house makes you a sixth houser. This is a house of humility. This is a house of being humbled, of life humbling you, of you having to walk a path of trials and tribulations where you have to work really, really, really hard to like pay off a karma, work off a karma, to refine the soul, to refine the spirit. It could be a house of cleansing, clearing, healing. This is where we heal ourselves. This is where we heal others. This is the nurse. This is like the nurse's like station where she's doing the dirty work, cleaning out the wounds and wrapping up the bandages, and you know going and taking the war refugees and those who need help and really getting them, like taking care of them, cleaning their wounds, wrapping them up, cleaning them up, getting them the proper clothes, making sure that they're all right. Are you okay? Assessing people, assessing the health and well-being of another, being able to sense the weaknesses of another, where they're lacking, where they're broken.
Yeah.
This is a deep attunement to the realities of this world. It's an earth house. So you have the second, sixth, and 10th house is all earth ruled, and they represent the kind of work we do, right? So the sixth house, you're a healer by nature. You are a healer by nature. And you are a healer because, and if you don't completely believe that, don't make it so that life has to drag you even more so. Because this is a position where the sixth house is where life drags you in order to refine you.
Giving me chills.
It's wild here.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of on top of this, you're so aware of the social injustices and iniquities. If you've given the blind eye to that, it's not in your nature to naturally do so. Because if you were to pay attention, you would be like, you have the ability to vouch and stand up for the underdog, because you are the underdog, or you were the underdog, or you've been put in the position that humbled you to make you understand that what it feels like to be the one that is missing out, or doesn't have anything, or who is misunderstood and hungry and even dirty, and no one is even willing to look at me. Feed me. You spot these people out. Joe, I don't know what it is that you do with this gift. You are here to serve humanity. You're here to serve people in that way. You are here to recognize those who have been beat down and who have struggled in life and who have gone without. The ones that have the ones that you look into their eyes and you recognize that pain, the pain. It's the pain. It's the look. You know that look.
Yeah.
You know that look.
Yeah.
And it's not the one pretending, because there's a lot of tricksters and jackasses out there who will pretend like they're that one. Like they're the one that needs, that they're the one that's broken, that they're the one that's been dragged, that they're the one who needs the bread, that they will try to trick you into believing that they're the ones that need help. No, you have to be careful.
My discernment is pretty good, and it's just getting better.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Don't let anyone pretend that that they're, it's like a panhandler that's like,
Mm-hmm.
that, like that. There's like
I
people
give
when
them a bottle of water. Bottle of water. Everybody needs water. Here's a sandwich. Here's some water. Hydrate.
I'm cracking up. And this is the masculine. So the sixth house is ruled by Virgo, the virgin, the purist, the perfectionist. The extreme perfectionist, the one that doesn't miss any details, the one that doesn't miss a beat, knows if that was moved 3 centimeters to the left or the right. Now, I feel like you dissociate from a lot of these qualities from yourself. I feel like the intensity of your ability to tap into the weaknesses of the world around you is like a weakness or a fault of yourself. It's like the hopeless romantic who can no longer take any more pain.
Mm-hmm.
And so it begins to idealize and fantasize. See, the sixth house, remember when I mentioned earlier when you have a concentration of energy in a particular sign or house, that it tends to express itself in the opposite because it's like being in a room that's too crowded.
Right.
You're like, there's too much going on in this room. There's too much talking. There's too much ego. There's too much romance and love. And there's too much emotions. And there's too much fated events. There's too much going on here. I'm going to go over here where I can breathe. And for you, that's Aries territory. That's solitude. That's solitary energy. Mm-hmm. And that happens to be in your 12th house of solitude. I have to plug in this charger here. So what can I unplug? What is this here? What is that? No, it's the printer.
Let's see.
Okay, done. So we're 47 minutes in. See, I don't know, my readings can go for forever because not only am I an astrologer, I've been studying astrology since I picked up my tarot cards, I think in 2012, 11 or 12. And then astrology, I really started studying, like taking classes in 2014. So I think that's 9 years.
Yeah, I feel like you've been deep in it for a while.
Yes. So not only am I an astrologer, but I'm a psychic astrologer. So when I pull up your chart, I'm not just all about like, oh, like you're like, I'm not generic about it, although I will talk about it. But when I look into someone's chart, it's like portals or visions and emotions like open up. So then my psychic senses are able to use my chart to read and assess your energy, and then I'm able to channel even deeper into the energies. Like any good astrologer can do that. I guess no, not everyone's a psychic astrologer, so it just like really depends. But there's all kinds of astrologers, and there's so many amazing ones out there. So the opposite side of that would be your 12th house of spirituality. The 6th house, oh, I forgot to mention, is a very spiritual house. It's about rituals, routines, doing things in sanctity, doing things to honor yourself, to honor your spiritual body. This is about doing things on purpose, like placing them, organizing, creating a ritual. The sixth house is all about rituals, whether it's a morning ritual, like you wake up, drink a warm cup of water, you smell your essential. It's very ritualistic. So, like incorporating rituals into your everyday living. Someone mentioned about the chakras being moved. I wonder, are they logging in a little bit late? But I mentioned it earlier how the chakras it's not going to leave outside of your body. It's still going to be in your spiritual body. It can just be kind of moved off kilter. And I mentioned that it could be like a protective mechanism or just too much distorted energy being thrown at the chakra, where it just either, because energy moves energy, it's not like the chakra can grow, it can expand. I mean, it can expand, it can contract, it can get dark, it can get dirty, and it can move. You are a fluid, energetic being. Um, so yeah, I hope that helps. Um, so it's daily rituals is what's really going to help you to keep your sanity, because a
Yep.
lot of anxiety, this is a very anxiety prone house, because this is where we begin to worry about everything, because we need to compensate for something. We need to either be providing, we need to either be showing up, we need to be proving something, we need to be perfecting something, we need to be showing that we're worthy, we need to be showing that I'm worth it. I have something to bring to the table. Like I can hold my own. This is a place of like just doing, doing, doing. So rituals are what is going to calm you down and get you into a centered based reality, so that you can go about dealing with the heaviness of the mundane reality. Now the sixth house, so okay, so it's spiritual as well. So I think doing things that will allow you to spiritually center yourself and connect with your guides, with your angels on a daily basis will also help align you to what it is, to your purpose, and how you can continue to serve humanity. Because now this is about building discernment. And you mentioned earlier that you feel that you have great discernment. And I agree with that, but then I also had a rebuttal slightly that your masculine tendencies can actually become too cool or cold in a feminine house, which is usually warm. But like I mentioned earlier, that this area is not doesn't receive any energy from the sun or from your like conscious awareness of who you are. So there's like can be a disconnect with what you know you are capable of, and how you can see through to people and how they are in need, and how you actually handle that, and how you actually take care of it. Because the feminine quality is going to be soft and giving and forgiving regardless. But
Right.
the masculine side might be like, it's going to be thinking logically, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a no for me. So where when life or situations, especially in areas of service, call you forward, you can you can be a little too masculine, cold, logical, detached from what it is that you're actually being called to do. So you can miss your opportunities to serve in this area at times. And then you'll feel a little weird later on, and not understand why it is that you even feel weird, like you messed something up and you don't know exactly what it is that you messed up.
Hmm.
It's like I made a mistake, but I feel like I made a mistake, but I don't think I did.
Well, that's where human design has helped me a lot. I know we're not talking about human design, but
No, go ahead. No, feel
yeah.
free.
Being a splenic projector, I know that like my intuition is gonna just speak once and it's gonna be quiet. So like I've been trying to work on that, just mastering, um, just listening more, listening to my intuition, and then usually if my brain chatter is like too logical, then I know I could be making a mistake.
That's really interesting. Thank you, Chloe, for joining. I'm so glad that you're asking questions. So feel free to ask away, and welcome. That was really profound what you just said. Like you recognize that you can be too cool and logical in your day to day reality, because I mean this Libra and so this I'm going to correlate it back to your natal chart. The sixth house is the day to day, everyday reality, and Libra here is very it's very cool and level headed at its best, and detached.
Aloof.
It can, yeah. That's
Yeah.
where the dreamy romantic side, because it's always thinking about like some sort of like romance or something, like or like some sort of ideal situation. It's the Libra is an idealist.
Mm.
It's you're dreaming about a whole bunch of perfect structures. I'm sure of it, but but yeah, I can see how as a splenic authority, it does only say some. It does only speak once, and at the very beginning, and can go right under the surface. And so, if you are in your day to day reality, not in your emotional self, maybe not entirely in the but like detached from the emotions, and you're cool and level headed and logical, you can miss those intuitive hits.
Yeah.
That's powerful. So I would recommend, if you don't mind, that you take, because this I have this written on the top. What is it that I stand for? Where can I insert my sense of pride? I had to write this down for you because it was really important, because this was a big this was really big for you.
Hmm.
This is a very important question for you at your core. And this is going to bring us to your Leo IC, which is your fourth house. You have a Leo fourth house. So, Leo, the fourth house is all about the psychology, the childhood, the family, the heritage, the ancestral line, the things that you inherited in your DNA. It's how you were raised, how you were encouraged. It was also your learning environment, and it just shows like how you what your family was like. And you have Leo here, and Leo can be very big. So this could be a big family, but this is
Yep.
you in particular, and you have Jupiter there as well. So you have Jupiter and Leo in the fourth house, very big, very bright, lots of energy, a lot of pride. There's a lot of pride that you have inherited ancestrally, like in your DNA. Like if you have inherited anything, it is a sense of familial and family pride, family pride, pride of your name and where you come from. Now this is a clash. This is weird because it's like a fire. The fire is on and it dwindles, and the fire is on and it dwindles. It's like
Story of my
if
life.
you're gonna stand in your name, stand in your name and stand
Hmm.
in it all the way and stand in it a little further and stand in it a little farther. Like, what is it that I stand for? This is a huge question for you because you have the South Node in Leo in the fourth house. And what's the South Node? It's one out of two polarity points where the North Node would represent our destiny, where our soul is looking to grow into. Like, what is it's basically like a step ahead. Like, it's already trying to grow into who it needs to be for the next life reincarnation. Like, the North Node is like having you strive for something that you may not even complete in this lifetime, but you might be able to. You're going to be born as it the next one, you know what I'm saying? So the South Node in Leo, so the South Node is opposite of that destiny point. It's where we've come from, it's our past. And it's also like it's a self undoing, meaning it's like it's who we came into this life to be and who and how it needs to dissolve. So it's a point of loss. It tends to dissolve or take away or create a feeling of lack, and it's in your house of home and family, but also in the sign of pride.
Hmm.
So as a Leo South Node, you're learning how to put your pride aside in a lot of ways, how to put your ego needs to the side.
How
And
exhausting. How
huh?
I said that's so exhausting. Like having to be there for people, like through the sixth house, be there, be there, be there, be there, be there. But then I'm meant to like shine bright like the sun, but I gotta tuck it away for like the collective assignment, the bigger assignment is what it feels like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You hit it right. You hit it right on the head. That would bring us to the North Node in Aquarius, which is in your 10th house of public career. It's your house of being seen. It's who you are out in the world. It's your title.
Mm,
It's who you are out in the world. And so your destiny point wants you to serve the community, Aquarius.
right.
Aquarius is a community. It's humanity. It's every single body, the odd one, the odd person. It's the rebel, the one that gets left out, the one that gets unseen. But you yourself are that.
Yeah. Story of my
You-
life.
The one that left out, unseen, rebellious, doesn't want to conform, has its own unique path,
Yep.
self-driven. But then it's like then you have this pull to your relationships, your partnerships, and that struggle between having to become one with another, where you kind of blend into them and then you get sucked into them and you're like, "Ah, I want to be myself again." That's that Libra Aries freaking dichotomy. It's like I have the ability, like if I talk to someone, I can't just talk to someone, because if I talk to them, I'm going to like become them, become one with them. I'm going to mirror them, and then I'm going to be experiencing everything they're experiencing, and that's exhausting. And I really don't want to do that, so I'm going to be an Aries. But it's your gift and your ability at the same time. It's really tricky. So what is it that I stand for? So it's like, so the North Node in Aquarius wants you to find the cause
Hmm.
where you can either model a new way of being, model a new way of life. But let's talk about the possibilities with Libra, because Libra rules like jurisdiction and law. The natural laws of the universe is like a book. Is Libra is that book, that the laws of nature and the universe and metaphysics and all of that.
Hmm.
So that you can break rules and rebuild them, rewrite them,
Yeah.
because you intrinsically know what's right and what is fair and just and what is balanced. You know what it's like to be on this side. You are naturally royalty, because the fourth house is ancestry and the Leo is royalty. So you have a royal ancestral blood flowing through you. So even though you've been dragged through the mud, you don't necessarily identify with that, because you know you come from kingdoms, you know you come from places of high social esteem, and you come from ancestral ancient backgrounds, or ancestral ancient bloodlines of respected royalty, or politicians or diplomats, those who really had a say in how the community was ran, those who were able to lead people, those who were able to create structure within a community, those who were able to create structure and newness and law and balance within the community, within the home, within the family. This is someone who intuitively knows how to bring the ancestry and bloodline and children and move them forward.
Hmm. Yeah.
Virgo rules your fifth house of children. So, children to you are very important, very important. And this is because, and I say this because your moon in the Placidus chart is in the fifth house. But when we put them all together, it goes into the sixth house. So this is like a hidden element of yours, that this emotional need to be and or work with children and or serve children.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something completely different.
That makes a lot of sense.
So what is it that you stand for, and where is it that you can insert your sense of pride? And it's interesting because we started this conversation. We're gonna come full circle now. This is just like the natal chart reading can go on. and on and on and on and on. But this brings us back to the beginning of our conversation that we had behind the scenes. And you mentioned to me that you had just you quit two jobs in a row. Like you went into it, you got exactly what you needed, and then you felt like your purpose wasn't there because once you completed it and you got the experience, you felt that your purpose wasn't there, and so like you moved on.
I couldn't see beyond the job.
You
Yeah.
couldn't see, yeah, you couldn't see beyond the job, but it
Very
also
foggy. Very foggy.
it's foggy because
Mm.
it's not purpose fulfilling. So
Yeah.
this is where like we have to go back into the sixth house because it's not about working for the sake of working.
Right.
You're going to be working regardless, and I know with you, as long as you're working, you can be satisfied. But this still needs to be brought into alignment with what you are here to fulfill. And the solar plexus, we talked about the solar plexus. The solar plexus is, you can say, is ruled by Leo. It's that sense of pride.
Mm.
Remember I mentioned that earlier? The solar plexus is a little off, which means like it's not getting the attention it needs or something, or it's being protected. This correlates to your family, your ancestry,
Hmm.
your sense of pride and what it is that you can stand for.
Hmm. That makes, yeah.
What is it?
That's
Because listen, even though it seems like your work is this big and it would never amount to something that is actually going to be meaningful, that is the biggest lie that you could ever tell yourself. Just because to you it might look like it's this little and that it can't be something beyond than what it is that I'm just seeing. Because remember that sixth house of Virgo energy is very detail focused. So it's when it's so let's say the lens or the picture is this big, but you're zoomed in on that one little thing. So you do that in your life. You zoom in into these like little spectacles and then you forget to zoom out and see the whole thing. What is it? Where is it that you can insert your pride? Is the question. What is it that makes you feel pride? What is it that you can be proud of? And this is in relation to how you serve.
my sovereignty. That's where my pride lies in.
And
And
yes, 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 but Leo, Leo is itself. It is the monarch. It is the king. It is the queen. It is the one that sits upon the throne by itself, dictating what goes on in its reality and whoever might be in the court. That's Leo. That's pride. But your south node is there. You've mastered that energy. You no longer have to assert it anymore.
I feel that I have to teach people.
Oh,
I have to remind people of their sovereignty and their ability to heal themselves, which is why my routine really is important to me because it's not just for me. It's I want to master it so that I can teach my family and that they can teach their family because I'm currently losing a lot of family members to bad health, heart attacks, cancer. It's just, it's what I've been seeing a lot. I lost my best friend to cancer. She was 23. So I've been on this self-healing journey for a while, but it's not for me. It's so that I can teach it to my family, so that I could be an example for my family and whoever watches, follows me on Instagram, whatever they take from it, they take from it. I want to embody sovereignty and I want to embody our ability to that we hold the power to heal ourselves. But I don't want to just talk about it. I really want to be the embodiment of um, of walking that, you know, if that makes sense.
I mean, I know definitely completely. And that was really like, I can feel that energy and that love emanating from you. And I can see that that's where like your pride and your sense of purpose really comes from. And I think that's beautiful. But I think it's also important that not only do we, if you don't mind me saying this, is so that just to remind you to kind of like step out of the comfort zone even more so continuously, because you embody it. You have it already.
Mm.
You are that. You don't have to try to be that. You don't have to strive to be that in order to be the example, because you already are the example. And so this is where this is where the acts of service and where you begin to become somewhat of an extension happens. So that way you can be sovereign, but being sovereign doesn't mean being solitary.
Right, right. And that's what I'm moving out of this year. That makes sense. That makes sense.
And to be honest with you, like I've noticed that in your energy. I've noticed, like, because we're friends on Instagram, and I've noticed that in your energy that you are opening it up a bit more, like you're sharing your energy to get more. Yeah, it's so nice because it's like, yeah, because your energy wasn't very open like that. Like it was there and it was present, but I was like, oh my God, like look at her. Like I can feel that love and that warmth kind of peeking through no
You
more.
always
I'm
you
like,
always point it out too. You always point it out. You're like, look at you being a Venus. Love him. Like, oh God, here we go.
like let it shine. I'm like, this is what we fucking need. Like shine your beauty onto us. Let that feminine, earthy energy that is strategic, but the strategy and the smartness comes later. Like just engulf us in all of that beauty and how you carry yourself and how it's done and how you take care of yourself and how you take care of your health and how you're mindful. Like show us through who you are, like because you to me are the most, like you're the most beautiful thing. So yeah, I'm really glad that that is where your sense of pride resides, and I just hope that you continue to shine that light on all of us, and kind of help lead the way by naturally keeping yourself in balance and being that example so that we know how to behave, for sure. Wow. Yeah.
Feels like
Wow.
a big assignment.
It's a beautiful assignment as well, and I would love for you to remember that you are on the path of Venus, and it naturally should be flowing to, because we had all that sixth house energy, right? Because we know that all that hard work and the reality, the harsh, the real shit of life, like the real things of life. You've been in it, and it's not. Venus doesn't want to be in this sixth house, like Libra. Venus wants to be at the, it wants to be in nature. It wants to be by the water. It wants his feet in the grass, or it wants manicures and pedicures. It depends on how bougie Venus is. But with your Taurus, rising, I think good quality, lasting things that are full of life and love is what you embody. So as long as you remember that, to go back into nature, I suppose, into your natural ways of just like flowing and then bringing that energy back out to us, please. Virgo, she can
What on Janice? I
she
don't.
can grow, she can plant, she can create medicine, she can make herself beautiful, she can beautify anything. Virgo can beautify anything. So bring all that beautiful energy to us and like serve, queen, because
Janice, I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick.
we need it. Yeah, we'll go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Hey everyone. How is everyone in the chat? Let's see. That's why I prefer equal or whole signs. Well, I read both Placidus and whole signs. I like whole signs. To me is like an organized room. It's like so it's like going to someone's house and they're expecting guests and their house is completely in order, right? Everything's put away, the floors are mopped, the rugs are vacuumed, everything is dusted. Whole house system is like that for me. You go into a house and everything is neat and clean and put into its place. Placidus for me is more someone's truth. like after they've lived in it for a few hours or a couple of days. It's natural state of being. It's more of a messy room. Like your clothes and your shoes have been slung over here because you're getting ready to go, and your makeup's on the counter, and you have a half bitten bagel over here because you're trying to eat and get ready and all that stuff. That to me is placidus. It shows where things are kind of splayed out. Like maybe you have you have your bedroom, but maybe like you your shoes are falling out into the hallway, or you whatever. Like, so I like to read them based on how it looks like in pure form, put together form, and then how it looks like a little bit more messy because it gets a little bit more personalized with degrees, etc. But when it comes to Joanna's chart, she doesn't have much of a difference between she doesn't have much of a difference between her placidus and her whole sign chart. um, some of the biggest changes was maybe that South Node energy going into her third house of communication. Um, but looking at it as a whole sign energy, I'm able to get more of the whole gist of it. And then the third house energy would be like an excess energy that it kind of spills over into like third house matters of communication and siblings, etc. So someone mentioned about whole and placidus sign systems. I'm just mentioning why I'm looking at both. And then her moon goes from the sixth house into the fifth as a part of that Libra stellium. But there wasn't too much different. This was a basic natal chart reading. We just went over her ascendant, sun and moon, basically, and then the house that her stellium was in. To go even further, we can focus in on her Mars, we can focus in on her Saturn, we can focus in on all of her house situations. We can focus in. We didn't even talk about her relationships because as a Libra, her seventh house of relationships, which is ruled by Scorpio, and she has Pluto in there. Oh my God, these are deep, intense rebirths through her relationships that can turn into obsessions. It could even be dangerous of sorts. Like we didn't even go into any of that, and look at the time. It's been like an hour and 20 minutes. So like we could talk about her seventh house, which rules her Libra stellium, for like another hour. And that's, we can save that for another time. I think I answered that question. All right, you're back.
Hi. That was a close call, by the way.
What?
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I'm like, I got.
Oh no, I'm sorry for talking so much.
It's okay. This is your show. I'm
Let's,
just here to see you shine.
oh, I'm here to see you shine. Okay. So yeah, that's a basic natal chart reading, just sun, moon, and rising, and that's just like the lick of it. We can, like I said, we can go in further for hours. But I hope, I mean, we both learned some things.
Mm-hmm. You answered a lot of questions that I've had recently, for sure. Where my pride, um, where my pride lies,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like what is it that I'm here to do? You know, I think every winter season, I kind of like circle back and try to uh, figure out what that is and have I been living that?
Yeah, beautiful. And I think that you're completely in alignment. I think that we're all in alignment. It's just like a natal chart reading, or sitting with a psychic astrologer like me. It's like we can get into these blind spots that
Mm-hmm.
because you can be on your path, doing the work, doing the due diligence, but like you're making this one mistake, but you don't recognize it. It's like
Yeah.
writing your e's backwards, but you didn't realize that you were writing your e's backwards because no one went to look over and say, oh, you've been making this, you just got to flip the e the other way around, you'll be good. So stuff like that. The solar plexus, and that was interesting how that came up with your pride. And so where I'm going to send the text to you. Is it I'm going to send the text of what I wrote. What is it that I stand for? Where can I insert my sense of pride? So that way you can kind of sit with that and do with it what you will. And I really look forward to witnessing your embodiment and your service to humanity by just being, yourself, and following your pride and standing up for what you believe in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm done. I'm done.
Readings is checked out.
I'm all done. Yeah, I'm done. I'm tired. And I'm not tired, but I used all the energy. The reading is complete as of now. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Now you have a taste of how I do readings. If you're oh, I meant to put this up. If you are interested in a reading with me, you can email me directly at janice@clearsightconsulting.net. I'm currently offering a 30-minute reading for $82. This was supposed to be 30 minutes or so, but as you can see, we're already an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm not that type of reader that cuts you off at 30 minutes because that's all you get. I will continue until the proper energy and the channeled messages are through. So it's not, I'm not stingy about time,
No,
okay?
she's not. She's very
Um, I'm not stingy with time. I give you what you need. I give you what your soul agreed to come and extract. Okay. So if you go to clearsightconsulting.net, you're gonna see on my profile that I only have readings at $200 an hour right now. That is all under construction, which is why I want you to email me so that we can set you up and then we can figure out the whole payments and all that other cool stuff. And so that way we can get your reading on the roll. Okay. So I'll see you guys again soon and I'll talk to you.
Bye.
Bye. Hey.